So long from Sacramento. Big Laker win this evening. Make sure to catch our next telecast Tuesday at what time, Stu? Oh, his microphone's already off. 7 o'clock is what Stu just said, when the Lakers take on the San Antonio Spurs. Time now to check in with the studio for Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Enjoy Sunday. We'll see you Tuesday.
Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee, the Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, two-time champion, former teammate of Kobe Bryant, Jordan Farmar. We got Mike Bresnahan. We have Allie Clifton joining us in just a little bit. It's been a hard week for everyone. Last night, the celebration for Kobe and Gigi Bryant. The Lakers celebrated all 9 lives lost last Sunday. It was so heavy emotionally. Really impressed with the energy of this team just 24 hours later on the road. In that first half, guys, they scored 81 points, 30 fast break points. They ended up with 37, James. 19 threes total, 14 in the first half. Really a strong effort.
It was, and it's going to be a task to try to get back on track. I mean, it was good tonight in Sacramento, but, you know, being on the basketball court, it's probably the best place for these guys to be to resolve the issue that they've been through this week. So it was good to see the energy, defensively active hands, getting back to the things that's necessary for them to win and compete. It's going to be challenging as they go forward because this won't get any easier. But I think they're sticking together. They've made a decision that they're going to, you know, play the style of game that they have established thus far and get better at it. So it's good to see them get back on track against the Kings.
The one thing they can't control is their energy. You know, like, it's easy to get into a funk and sulk and feel sorry for yourself or the organization or the city, that everything they're going through. But the one thing that they can control is how they come out and just go about their daily jobs and their business. And it's good to see on the second night of a back-to-back them come out with a lot of energy, a lot of intensity, focused on the defensive end, and shots will start falling, things on the offensive end, and they make you feel good playing basketball will just start to come naturally as they focus more and more on just committing everything they have to the game.
What impressed you most first half?
That they came out after a tough night last night and a tough loss after the whole ceremony to fly into Sacramento, have to sleep, wake up really quick and play another game the next night. To have that type of energy and intensity and attention to detail on the defensive end, you know, getting deflections like James said, loose balls, turning defense into offense, all that stuff is what they should be focusing on.
Yeah, and strictly from an X's and O's perspective, last night, first time the Lakers were back on the court in 6 days. That's a long layoff. Obviously, the Tuesday night game with the Clippers was postponed. Still do not have a makeup date for that. And then you roll into tonight. The Lakers, second night of a back-to-back. They are now 7-0 in such situations. To me, that shows good depth, good strength. And the other thing I like about tonight is this 81 points in the first half. First of all, very symbolic, obviously based on everything that's happened this week. And second of all, that's the second time in the calendar year 2020 they've hit 81 points and a half. They hadn't done that since the 80s, period. I mean, it had been 30-something years since they had that many points and a half. They've done it twice in the last month.
Brett, since you brought up that number, I'm going to show you this. There's some Kobe-inspired numbers if you're into that kind of thing. Lakers played 24 minutes in the first half. They scored 81 points. Jordan, they shot 60%. The Black Mamba dropped 60 on his final game. 3-point field goals, they shot 24 of them. Of course, they made 14, James. I don't have a number for that, but there's some cool stuff in there.
It is symbolic, and Kobe will make sure that his brand is all over this team. But I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
How much incentive and how much of the Kobe situation can inspire them to uplift them to really, you know, win a championship or let that be their goal, Geeter?
James, I don't think you can understate it enough. It's huge because I think back to 2001, 9/11. I remember when the Yankees made that run to the World Series. And I remember the whole country being behind them because of what had happened to America. And I remember the Yankees going up 3-2 and winning that Game 5 at Yankee Stadium, and no one wanted to leave that stadium. I felt last night being in that arena and being outside, walking around LA Live, when this playoff run starts, James, I think it's going to be monumental. I really do. And I think these guys are inspired. I think they're going to carry Kobe's spirit. And I think the entire city and most of the NBA, except the team they're playing in the playoffs, is going to be behind it. It's going to be incredible.
I don't think it's caught on yet. We're going to go through this period of time, but I think at some point the mama's going to latch on.
I mean, I know we're all feeling it, without a doubt. All right, let's go back to Sacramento. Avery Bradley is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Avery, it's hard to imagine what it must have been like for you guys last night on that court, all the emotion in the building and trying to get through it. And you get on a plane, you come to Sacramento, and you start this game with 81 points in the first half. How did you guys get through it together, and what was the key in doing it as a team?
I think it was just our effort from the beginning of the game, having a defensive mentality, having a mentality to move the ball, and be confident to shoot the ball. And that's how we played in the first half. And that's what was able to keep us the lead, and we just had to continue to keep playing team basketball.
You had the bulk of your points in that first quarter, including 4 threes. What was getting you going? What were you looking for, and how were you finding, or I guess how was LeBron finding you?
I think it's just confidence. I haven't been able to shoot the ball the way I wanted to, and those guys keep confidence in me, and I'm just shooting the ball, putting in all the extra work, so I'm able to make those open shots.
This is the 15th straight win you guys have had in a Western Conference opponent's building. That's something that hasn't been done before in NBA history. What is it about how you guys have been able to play like this on the road in your conference?
I think it's something that our coach puts an emphasis on, road kill, making sure that we're able to take every single game serious. And, this is a big game for us. After losing last night, we want to challenge ourselves on back-to-backs to make sure we play better and learn from our mistakes.
And last thing for you, we heard frequent Kobe chants in this building. I think that's something that will continue on the road. What is that like, hearing that and just looking up and seeing all the purple and gold in these different places?
I mean, it means everything for me. Putting on this jersey, knowing that he put on this jersey for 20 years means everything to me. It makes me want to go out there and play as hard as I can every single night, for him, for our fans, for the city of LA.
Thanks, Avery.
Thank you.
All right, guys, Avery Bradley key tonight in another Lakers win on the road, 129-113.
I'll tell you who was inspired tonight, guys. Avery Bradley. How about him behind the three-point line? He had 4 threes in the first quarter, Jordan.
Yeah, he just mentioned that he wasn't making shots at the rate that he wanted to, but has good teammates, and they support him. This brotherhood is getting stronger and stronger with all that's gone on this past week. So he's just one of the guys that always plays hard, though. He plays both ends of the floor. He gets his nose dirty every night, and he has the ability to make shots. So he has to continue to play with confidence, shoot it freely. He really has nothing to lose because he brings so much on the defensive end that if he can add that dimension of making shots consistently, he'll play a lot down the stretch and into the playoffs.
And big game James, we're never going to question what he brings to this team defensively. He's going to give you effort. He's going to try to harass the best perimeter guard on the other team every single night. But the offense needs to be there as well. He's counted on to hit some shots. So when he plays like this offensively, man, is he valuable.
Yeah, he has to be a threat. And, he's becoming more of a threat offensively. He's had some obstacles. This guy lost 30 pounds.
Yep.
And he's had some injuries this year where he's been up and down. So he's finally getting back to where he wants to be. And defensively, he's second to none. You don't find too many current players that pick a player up full court, turn him, twist him, and that really helps everyone behind him. But he's starting to hit that little, curl play. They run for him, knocking down some shots, and I think that's going to be good. He's a threat now.
The way he played tonight on offense reminded me of how he finished last season. Remember, he got traded by the Clippers to Memphis for the last couple months. He wasn't happy. He was pretty ticked off about that, and he's pretty open about that, too. So he said, you know what, I'm going to score a lot of points. And he really did some damage on the court and kind of re-upped his value a little bit. He'd had a couple of injury-plagued seasons with the Clippers. He became a free agent last summer. And the Lakers said, we'll take you. They gave him the mid-level, 2 years, about $11 million. And he doesn't need to do this every night. He doesn't need to be the third best scorer behind AD and LeBron. But it'll be nice if he's maybe the fourth best scorer every night. Maybe Kuz slips in there most of the time. And like you said, James, he just has to carry that threat behind the arc.
Before we get to the highlight, there's another team that won today. I just want to throw some quick props out to Kobe's daughter, Natalia. She plays for Mamba Sports Academy, volleyball team, 17s. They went 4-0 today. pretty inspired group of young ladies that we want to congratulate.
That's awesome.
Very cool. They played, and being a volleyball dad, yeah, big game. They deserve it. So we're all really, really, really proud of you guys. So with that, we'll get to the highlights. An emotional Lakers